I'm Ben, a chartered accountant. Now, if you're self-employed, a landlord, or run a small business in the UK, what I'm about to share could drastically change how you manage your tax affairs. Making tax digital for income tax self-assessment, or MTD for ITSA for short, is coming, and it's going to hit many of you hard in 2026. This isn't just a small tax change. We're talking about moving from one annual tax return to submitting information to HMRC 5 times a year. And yeah, you heard that right, 5 times. And the frustrating part, most people I speak to have no idea that this is even happening. So today I'm breaking down exactly what MTD ITSA means for you, when it applies, and most importantly, how to prepare before it's too late. So what exactly is MTD ITSA? In the simplest terms, it's the government's initiative to digitize the tax system. Instead of that one annual self-assessment you're used to, you'll soon be required to keep digital records and submit quarterly updates to HMRC through approved software, followed by an end-of-year self-assessment. Let's be clear, this isn't a small change to the current system, it's a complete overhaul of how self-assessment works. The government claims this will make tax more efficient, reduce errors, help you stay on top of your tax obligations throughout the year, but the actual reason they're doing it is because HMRC wants to collect more tax, a lot more. They're forecasting an additional tax take of 780 million just from introducing MTD for ITSA. Either they're assuming you're going to somehow be more profitable by doing MTD for ITSA, or what they're actually planning is using this opportunity to launch audits of quarterly returns like they're already doing with VAT. The official line is that MTD will give you a clearer view of your tax position throughout the year. No more last minute scrambles of shoeboxes full of receipts in January. But let's be honest, for many small businesses and landlords, this is going to mean a lot more admin work, more frequent deadlines to worry about, and potentially additional costs for software and accounting support. Now, here's the crucial information. MTD ITSA is being rolled out in phases based on your total qualifying income from self-employment and property. From April 2026, that's less than a year away now. If you've combined qualifying income from self-employment and property and it exceeds £50,000, you'll be required to comply with MTD ITSA. From 2027, the threshold drops to £30,000, pulling even more businesses and landlords in. And while it's not confirmed yet, the government has indicated plans to lower the threshold further to only £20,000 in subsequent years. And here's the kick in the teeth. We're talking about qualifying income, which means your turnover and not profit. So even if your business only makes a small profit after expenses, if your turnover is above these thresholds, you're in the MTD net. And what's really concerning is how HMRC determines if you fall into the April 2026 rollout. They'll be looking at your turnover in the 24 to 25 tax year, which means your current tax figures will determine whether you're in the first wave, and there's very little time to prepare. So what does this mean in practical terms? Let's break it down. First, you'll need compatible software. The paper records or the basic spreadsheets many of you use just won't cut it anymore. You'll need HMRC approved software that can connect directly into their systems. Secondly, you'll be submitting updates quarterly. That's 4 submissions throughout the tax year, showing your income and expenses for each quarter, plus a final self-assessment at the year end. If your accounting year doesn't align with the tax year, that's just another layer of complexity. And third, if you're already VAT registered and your VAT quarters don't align with MTD quarters, you could potentially be doing 9 submissions to HMRC every year. 9. Just let that sink in. The quarterly submissions must be made within 1 month after quarter ends, so there's no more generous 31st of January deadline for everything. You'll have deadlines in May, August, November, and February. For many small businesses who are already stretched thin, this is going to be an additional burden, which could be the straw which breaks the camel's back. And that's not even considering getting into the software costs, which could range from £20 a month to several £100 annually, depending on what you choose. So let me be completely frank here. This is a mess. The information available from HMRC is sketchy at best. Their website is confusing, the software options are limited, and there's not really clear guidance. Many accounts I speak to are equally in the dark about how this is actually going to work. How will adjustments work? What about tax planning? How will I do payments on account? There are so many unanswered questions, yet the implementation date is racing towards us. I understand this creates a lot of anxiety. You're busy running businesses, serving customers, managing inventory, or looking after properties. The last thing you need is more admin work, more deadlines, more stress around tax. And I get it. And I feel your frustration. But here's the reality. Whether you like it or not, MTD ITSA is coming. The current government has committed to implementing this within this parliament. So burying your head in the sand isn't going to make it go away. So instead, let's focus on how to prepare and minimize the impact on your business. And that's exactly why I've created something I think will help you enormously. I've developed a free MTD ITSA Action Plan specifically for sole traders and landlords. This isn't just a generic guide which will give you information you could find on the HMRC website. It's a practical, step-by-step preparation system based on my experience helping businesses transition through major tax changes, including MTD for VAT. Let me quickly walk you through what's included. First, there's an MTD ITSA readiness assessment that helps you identify exactly where your business stands today. This checklist covers your current record keeping methods, your software compatibility, and your digital skills. It takes around 5 minutes to complete and gives you complete clarity on what you need to do first. Second, I've created a phased preparation timeline that breaks down exactly what you should be doing in the run up to 2026. Rather than cramming all your preparation into the final months, this timeline spreads the work out sensibly and makes the whole process much less stressful. Third, there's a comprehensive software comparison guide. I've analyzed all the major MTD compatible platforms, looking at the features, pricing, and suitability for different business types. For example, if you're e-commerce, you'll find specific guidance on which platforms best handle inventory and multiple sales platforms. Fourth, I've included a complete digital record implementation framework. This shows exactly how to transition from whatever system you're using now to a fully MTD compliant approach. Perhaps most valuable is the quarterly submission workflow section with templates and checklists to make sure the new reporting cycle is as efficient as possible to begin with. The best part, this action plan isn't static. As HMRC release more details about MTD ITSA, we'll be updating the plan and sending revised versions out to you directly. You'll get immediate notifications about software updates, deadline changes, and any clarifications on the requirement. Now, I want to be completely transparent with you. Yes, I'm an accountant who works with businesses and online entrepreneurs. And yes, as we get closer to 2026, some of you might decide you want professional help implementing these changes. But that's not why I'm creating this action plan. The reality is MTD ITSA is going to affect hundreds of thousands of businesses, and not everyone will need or want an accountant to help them. Many of you are perfectly capable of implementing these changes yourself with the right guidance. My goal with this action plan is to give you that guidance, whether you ever become a client or not. I genuinely believe businesses that prepare early will have a significant advantage and want to help as many people as possible get ahead of these changes. If all this action plan does is help you implement MT smoothly on your own, I'll consider that a win. And if some of you decide you'd like some additional support along the way, my team and I are here to help. So how do you get your free MTD ITSA action plan? Simply visit mtdforsoletraders.co.uk and enter your name and email. The complete plan will be sent over to your inbox immediately. You'll also be registered for all future updates as more details about MTD ITSA emerge. And as I mentioned, HMRC is finalizing many of the aspects of their system, and being on this list ensures you get accurate information as soon as possible. There's absolutely no obligation. You can unsubscribe at any time. This is simply about helping as many business owners as possible prepare for what's coming. Making tax digital for income tax represents the biggest change to self-assessment in a generation. The businesses that will thrive through this transition will be the ones who prepare methodically well in advance. My MTD ITSA action plan gives you the framework to be one of those businesses, to implement these changes on your terms, at your pace, rather than rushing at the last minute. Visit mtdforsoletraders.co.uk today to download your free copy. And if you know other sole traders or landlords who might benefit from this information, please just share this video with them. In the meantime, if you have any questions about MTD ITSA, Drop them in the comments below and I'll address them in upcoming videos. Let's make sure we're all prepared well ahead of 2026. So thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.